Knicks just traded for Mikal Bridges. Breaking news alert, the Knicks just traded for Mikal Bridges. I am not kidding when I tell you, I was recording my intro for a different video that I was doing. And then the news dropped. I saw the Bleacher Report and I was like, nope, we gotta talk about this. What a blockbuster trade. So let's talk about it. So the Knicks just got Mikal Bridges for 5 first-round picks and Bogdanovich. Now we will talk about both sides and how I think it benefits both teams. But first, let's talk about from the Knicks perspective, because I know Knicks fans are so happy. This was the clear #1 choice for the Knicks. It was obvious. They wanted Mikal Bridges. He has, a connection with Brunson and Josh Hart and DiVincenzo because they all went to Villanova together. Besides that, when I talked about the Knicks offseason moves, I, along with everybody else, said that their #1 target should be Mikal Bridges, because it had been reported that he might not exactly be the most happy with the Nets, and also Mikal Bridges is a perfect fit on the Knicks. Mikal Bridges is a great two-way player. We know he plays elite defense, long arms, and he's still in his prime. He's like 26, 27, so he fits the exact timeline. And like I said in that video, he is Iron Man. He has not missed a game since high school, I believe. So one of the problems that the Knicks had this year, injuries unfortunately happened to them. You don't have to worry about that with Mikal. He will be there. The other thing is, and I talked about this recently, is that the Knicks really needed wing depth, because before the OG trade, it was really RJ, like RJ Barrett, and Julius Randle. They had Obi Toppin, but they didn't really play him. It was really those two. Like, there was no really backup wings. And then after the Barrett trade, the Barrett and Emmanuel Quickley trade, although you got OG, who made the team even better, it still was OG now starting for Barrett, and then Julius Randle, who ended up getting hurt. But now there was still no backup wing. Now here's the thing that I said in the video when I was talking about trading for Mikal. Mikal is a starting caliber player, so I don't know if they're just gonna, move everybody down a bit, or basically put, I guess, Mikal at the 2 and take DiVincenzo out of the starting lineup, and then put OG at the 3 and then Julius Randle at the 4. Because I feel like one of them either has to come off the bench, OG or Mikal, or you have to slide them down. And that's a tall lineup, by the way. Mikal and OG, what a defensive combo, too. This is an awesome, awesome pickup for the Knicks. It's exactly what they need. It makes them, if you still have the Celtics, the favorite to come out of the East, it makes them the clear second best team in the East, in my opinion. And with that defense, that's going to be a nice team. And think about it. Now the Knicks have 2, not 1, but 2 defenders who can literally guard the best player on the other team. And it's not like a struggle. Now, the best players are always going to get theirs. So it's not that Mikal or OG will guard LeBron and Kevin Durant and Giannis, and they're not going to score at all. Like, that's not how it works. But now you have 2 players who you can put on the best player. So, now you put OG on the best player, and now you have an elite defender, Mikal, on the other team's second best player. Like, how many teams in the league have something like that? The chemistry will be great, so that's something we know won't be a problem. He'll fit right in. Like I said, he has a relationship already there with, some of the players. And then also, Mikal is not, at least to my knowledge, doesn't have a big ego in the sense that he doesn't need to be the #1 option, and he doesn't necessarily want to be the #1 option. I mean, maybe he does, but he's okay with not being that. He was not that in Phoenix, and he was great in Phoenix. That's how he got that big contract. So imagine Mikal now on this team. Oh, that's going to be so nice. From the Nets perspective, I know a lot of people are going to clown the Nets because the Nets get clowned a lot. And I'm sure some people out there are going to say, oh, the Knicks fleeced. I think it was a win-win trade for both teams, and I think it was a fair deal. Here's the thing. Would Mikal have gotten 5 first-round picks from other teams around the league? Most likely not. Think about how many picks 5 first-round picks are. We're not really going to see picks like that. We saw it with the Rudy Gobert trade, and people thought that the Minnesota Timberwolves overpaid. Now, you may think Mikal is better than Rudy Gobert, and I'm not debating that, But what I'm saying is 5 first-round picks is still a lot of picks. But the reason that I think it's a fair deal is because you have to remember, he was playing for the Brooklyn Nets and he's being traded to the Knicks. They are hometown rivals. They literally play in the same state. And, you know, like, there's no, like, proven fact that the Nets and Knicks don't want to do business with each other. But at the same time, you have to think about, like, logically, the Nets really don't want to be making their hometown team, who is already, you know, the fan favorite in the state anyway, better and bigger and making them less relevant. So what I'm saying is, if it was the Portland Trail Blazers who were trading for Mikal Bridges, I think the standard would have been 3 first-round picks from a different team. But because it was the Knicks, I feel like they had to pay a little bit more. And also they wanted Mikal really bad, and the Nets knew that. So they were definitely going to make them pay a little more as well. But for the Knicks, it doesn't really matter because they had so many picks. They accumulated all those picks to trade for someone like Mikal or some other star that they really wanted in order to become a championship contender. So while 5 first-round picks may be a little hefty in the sense, I think it was a fair deal because I think the Nets and Knicks knew that both sides wanted something out of this. So the Nets end up getting 5 first-round picks, which is great for them because they had basically no picks because of the KD, Kyrie, and Harden deals. And so they were trying to figure out how to rebuild. That's why they, put KD, or not necessarily put him, but traded him to Phoenix, and they got Mikal back, who was looking like going to be an all-star this past season, the way he played the second half of the season when he was in Brooklyn, when he got first traded. It didn't work out that way. The Nets are trying to rebuild. We see Cam Thomas is starting to develop. You still have Nick Claxton, who is a free agent. I expect him to get re-signed and get a nice deal. But it's clear that the Nets are going to start rebuilding, as they should. Now they have 5 first-round picks, which will definitely help them draft some talent for the future. And Bogdanovich is on the last year of his deal, so it's just a 1-year contract. It's not going to really affect them either way. And so I think this is a win-win trade for both teams. I cannot wait to see the Knicks this season because this is a really deep team. The versatility, that's what's really, exciting me. The versatility on that team is off the charts. I'll just go back to what I said a little bit earlier just for a second because I need to emphasize it. You have Mikal Bridges, who can guard, let's say 1 through 4. I don't know if he can necessarily guard centers. 1 through 4. OG, 1 through 4, sometimes 5. He can take some centers. Josh Hart, 1 through 4. I don't know if he can guard centers necessarily either. Maybe a little bit, but you have 3 guys right there who can guard 1 through 4. That's crazy. And then that doesn't even mention everybody else on the team. There's still Julius Randle. He's still there, and you got Isaiah Hartenstein, really good defender at the center position. So this team is exciting.